Welcome to It's Your Business, a program designed to highlight our local small businesses who participate in contracting and procurement opportunities at Houston Community College. I'm your host, Veronica Douglas. Are you interested in navigating procurement opportunities, improving proposal strategy, or certifying your business, but don't know where to begin? Today, we will talk with Susan Repka, co-founder of B2G Victory, a local woman-owned business enterprise. B2G Victory has expertise in certification, proposal management, capability statements, and much, much more. Susan has dedicated over 25 years to supporting small and women-owned businesses, making significant strides in enhancing their operational capabilities and market access. Her expertise lies in guiding these enterprises through the complexities of certification, crafting compelling capability statements, and navigating government requests for proposals. Susan's roles have ranged from certification manager to executive director. During her tenure, she was pivotal in opening the Houston-Galveston Women's Business Enterprise Center, a milestone achievement with the backing of the Small Business Administration. Recognized for her contributions, Susan was honored as one of Houston's most influential women by Houston Women Magazine and one of the top 25 women of Houston by rollingout.com in 2010. In 2016, she received a Legacy Award for her impactful work within the Houston community, further cementing her legacy in supporting women-owned businesses. Susan is also a proud alumni of Houston Leadership, Class of 31, highlighting her commitment to her professional and community leadership. Welcome, Susan. It is an honor to have you here with us today.
Well, thank you. I am excited to be here, Veronica.
So tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background.
I started working in the Houston area back in 1998 for what was the Houston Women's Business Center and is now WBEA. I fell in love with just the opportunity to learn so much about a lot of different industries and to hear the stories of the women business owners, how they started their business, how they managed to keep it running. So I got to do the site visits. I would go out to their place of business, their home sometimes, and just sit down and have a conversation with them of what their goals were. And that sort of led me down the path that I'm at now. And it was just really sort of, like I said, led me down this path and wanting to really help the small business community.
And so now you're the co-founder of B2G Victory. Tell us a little bit about B2G Victory and its team.
So the B2G Victory is business to government. So Julie and I, the two co-founders, were each running our own companies. Both of them were really focused on helping small businesses win government contracts. My focus was primarily the certification, and hers was primarily the government proposals. And then I would help her with the government proposals. So it just made sense to kind of join together. We also have some support, wonderful support team members that are working with us to sort of like help us with registrations and help us with all of some of the administrative work. Government contracting has a lot of forms and just having someone do that for us. So we put together a team about 4 or 5 part-time support staff, but Julie and I have always been the proposal writers and really are focused on the day-to-day with our clients.
So your mission is also to do meaningful work. What exactly does that mean and why is it so important?
When Julie and I had our first planning session of what B2G Victory would be, And actually, it was before it even had a name. And what was important to us is to continue to give back to the community. I come from the nonprofit world. So, and you know, Julie, when she had her company before, her previous company, she won awards for her support of other women-owned businesses. So we wanted to continue that legacy that was so important to who we were. And so the meaningful work is when we stop and do our quarterly kind of touch-ins, sit down and kind of go through things, are we making a difference? And that's where we keep focused on.
And so one of the many services B2G Victory offers is educational seminars. Can you tell us about the educational seminars that you provide to business owners?
Oh, we have so many, and they're so much fun. One of my favorite is maximizing your certification. Because from my background, people would get this certification and like, what are you doing with it? It's hanging on your wall in your office. It's not wall art. Capability statements, how to craft one, how to put it together, how to use it. Again, it's a tool and you have to be using it. But then we also walk through different government entities, RFPs, and help the small businesses understand what they're asking for. We speak our own language, like any industry. We have our own acronyms. And if people don't understand what all of that means, they're overwhelmed before they even get started. So breaking it down into digestible chunks. We also partner with other organizations. Right now, I am starting tomorrow, I'm conducting Lift Fund classes for 4 weeks, and then we'll roll it out and do 4 more weeks. We've partnered with HCC. We partnered with HISD. So how can we help you meet your goals and at the same time educating the small business community?
You mentioned capability statement, and I go out and I work in the community a lot. And it really amazes me sometimes that people are not, or businesses are not familiar with a capability statement. Elaborate a little bit more on exactly what this is we're speaking about.
A capability statement is the marketing tool to use in the government contracting space. It is a 1-page, front side only, resume of your company. It has all of your capabilities in a way that buyers understand. And that's your NIGP codes and your NAICS codes, as well as references, your insurance, your contact information. So it's as if you were going out and marketing your company to the HCC Meet the Buyer event. Well, that buyer needs to see everything in a snapshot. And that's what this is. It's a snapshot of your company. And you can have a general one. You can have one for very specific services that you offer. But again, it's a 1-page document that is it easily communicates what your company does.
And you can help your clients build in this document.
Yes, we have templates available for those do-it-yourselfers, but we also, Julie is a beautiful designer, and she designs the most amazing capability statements that are branded to the company. So there's never any two that look alike. So I'm the information gatherer and she's the designer. So we kind of partner with that. And so I interview the client to get all of the information that we need. And then she can take their website or any marketing material they already have and then create a document that matches that.
And you mentioned assisting clients with requests for proposals. In what way are you doing that? How are you helping them to respond to these requests for proposals?
We actually have 3 different layers of service. So most of our clients have us just manage the entire process. In some instances, we are actually the proposal department for that client. And so we find the opportunity, we vet the opportunity, we get anything that we need from them, and then we put it together and make sure that it's submitted and that it is compliant and responsive. For other clients, we do a review of it before it's submitted. And then some of our clients, we do the kickoff meeting, discuss win themes, and then do a review throughout it. So it's not as many hours, but listen, most of our clients just says, here, you do you, and I'll go do what I do, and then we'll meet in the middle, right?
And what agencies are your clients responding to these requests for proposals to?
Let's see. In the last 3 months, I've done 2 tech dots, a University of Houston, a UT Health Science Center, an HCC, but we've also done the Illinois Transit Authority. I've done K through 12s across the US. So regardless of what the entity is, the process is the same. So we can work with with clients from across the United States in any industry with any agency, as long as we have the time to do some research on it. So that's where it becomes a little tricky if they only have, like, I had a client call and say they needed one by Thursday. No, it does take a little longer than that.
So it's funny that you mentioned time, in a close to perfect situation. How much time do you actually need to respond to one of these requests for proposals?
For a new client, we will not be able to take one on unless we have a full 2 weeks. We would hope for a little bit more. For a current client, I've been able to respond for a subcontracting opportunity in 24 hours and a full proposal within a week. But that's because I have all of the information that is needed already, because we've worked with them for a length of time.
And what's the largest proposal that you responded to on behalf of a client?
Probably dollar-wise would be the Illinois Transit Authority. As far as volume-wise, it would be a DPS. Mm-hmm. It was quite a lot of paper, and it had to be printed.
Can you share with us some of your success stories that you've had responding on behalf of your clients?
A couple of my favorite sort of clients would be Honesty Construction. We'll do all of his proposals. He's won City of Houston. He's won City of Missouri City. He's won a TxDOT to do job order contracting. He's won a co-op to do job order contracting. And then, of course, one of our local ones is Chef Yo with Newski's. And we've done several for her as well. And you build a long-term relationship with these clients, and their success is just as exciting as if we had won our own contract.
So it sounds like you're able to respond across all trades, all industries, even catering. So there's no opportunity that you're not able to assist a client in responding to.
I've really not found in all of my research and working with different like Lift Fund and True Fund and those types of organizations that I got to do one-on-one consulting with clients, there has been very little industry that we have not been able to find either current or past opportunity for. I think the only one was a fashion boutique, and I'm like, I've got nothing here. I can't find anything. But other than that, the government as a whole, when you stop and you think of all of the different entities that make up government contracting, they buy things. They buy goods, they buy services, and there's usually a spot. We just have to research that.
So if you could pick one thing that businesses need to have or know, before engaging with a public agency in a bid situation, what would that be? Knowledge.
They have to do the research, and government contracting makes it so easy. It's much easier than when I was in supplier diversity world and you were dealing with the shells and all this. It's transparent. there are websites that you can go and you can see what that agency has bought in the past. You can see who they purchased it from. Often you can see how much they paid for it. So you need to go in, but first off, you need to understand that agency. Take HCC. What makes up HCC? And there's so many pieces of it, and you have to know where you fit. So if you go into a meet the buyer event, you want to target the buyer that's going to buy your services. You have to know where you fit in the puzzle that makes up HCC. And then you also have to understand some of their challenges. And really just having a conversation with that buyer. And we always emphasize their people, treat them like that, treat them with respect. Don't be rude to the buyers. Never a good thing. But it's just kind of getting to know them and coming in with that knowledge so that the first thing the buyer asks is, are you listed on our bonfire? Right? Yes, I am. And I have been searching every day for opportunities. And then I've gone to the past opportunity and I see that y'all awarded this contract 5 years ago. Is it coming up for bid?
So when you mentioned research and doing some background information, it made me think about the B2G Victory proposal library that you have on your website. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Our portal is our baby. We started this in order to help more companies. There's only so many hours in the day, right? And so we were finding that we would reach max capacity and we couldn't help these clients. I said, okay, what can we do that is, we refer to it as anytime, like anytime they need some information or some knowledge or what a term means, they can log on to our portal and look up that term. They can find videos. So if they're looking for a capability statement, you have a template, you have videos, you have blogs that all talk about the pieces that make up a capability statement. So somebody can, I've got to meet with the buyer tomorrow and I hadn't even thought about it because I've been busy. And so they can actually log in at 2 a.m., get everything that they need, put their own capability statement and meet with that buyer. There's a sort of a meet the buyer, what you need to do to prepare to meet the buyer. Log in the question, what do I wear to a buyer meeting? Or what do I wear to a pre-bid? Things like that people don't think about until they need it right then. And so this allows all of those resources. And, Julie's 25 years in government contracting, my 5.5 years, plus my work with other small businesses in other capacities. It brings all that knowledge in one place.
So on your portal, you have is this a subscription that someone?
It is a membership subscription. We have priced it very reasonably. So it's $50 a month and we are continuously updating it. So it can, there's always going to be new information. And we are working on adding some additional enhancements. So it's a living, breathing, portal. It's that anytime we come up with any new information, a new question has been asked us, we'll make sure that information gets put on the portal because somebody else probably has that question.
And I have looked at the portal and you do have a lot of educational seminars online and resources. You also have the B2G Victory cast. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
That is our podcast. So the B2G Victory cast, we interview different resources for small businesses. We'll have a new one that's coming up that's actually going to feature Chef Yo. So having small businesses on there. So basically, we started out with an agency that could provide bonding because that was one of the questions we kept running into is our construction firms didn't have bonding. We had interviewed a bank. My favorite one has been the SBA. I interviewed Miguel. We spoke for too long. We had to break so long we had to break it into two because you get Miguel talking, you just can't stop him, right? So it was a great opportunity. And so we're always looking for that next guest that brings a value to our small business community.
So is there an opportunity for our viewers to be guests on the B2G Victory cast?
Of course, there's always an opportunity. And you reach out to hello@b2gvictory.com. Let us know. And we can, have a conversation of what it is they need, they want to share. And again, is it a value to our community?
So talk to us a little bit about certifications, because I know that is, very important in the public sector. I'm sure it is as well in the private sector, but can you tell us a little bit about some common certifications and how you're assisting your clients with obtaining them?
Well, my background is certification. So I was the person who decided if a company was certified or not. So the value we bring to the table is that I can quickly review legal documents. I'm not an attorney, but I can tell you whether it's going to have some challenges during the certification process. We do state. We've done City of Houston, State of Texas, Metro. So we first sit down with the client, find out what their goals are, and then put those certifications, rank them in order. Of course, we also do WBEA and HMSDC, which are for the private. But I've also done Louisiana and Alabama. So certifications are much the same across the board. It's just we need to determine what certification is the best for the client. Because a lot of times they're told you need to be certified. And I'm like, well, if you don't want to do business with that particular entity, but then they'll also find out, I'm like, I might suggest Metro. And they're like, well, why? That's not a good fit. Houston Community College accepts Metro, right? So understanding how the certifications work, who takes what certification, helps us work with that client to determine what order they should go in.
And how do these certifications actually help your clients to win projects?
We often find that the certification helps them with subcontracting opportunities, first, because they are able to help that prime contractor meet the goal. But then also, if they are doing the work totally in-house, that certification counts toward that goal. So they need to really market that certification, reach out to primes that are doing business with agencies they want to do business with, and that helps them get that experience so that maybe in the next time or the time after that, they can be the prime. So that certification helps open some doors.
I know here at Houston Community College on our proposals, our evaluation criteria, we give 15 points out of 100 for small business certifications. And certifications are unique in who you're doing business with. And I think our local businesses here really need to rely on someone like B2G Victory to understand more about certifications and to get the help that they need to actually follow through with the certification, getting the application done, and then knowing where to utilize those certifications.
And most of them they'll get started and then they get busy. And, you only have, once you start an application, regardless of what entity it is, you only have 90 days to complete it. And that seems like a very long time, except they don't finish. And then they have to start over. And then they get frustrated. And I've had some of them, I've been trying for 2 years to get it. And I'm like, why? And then they're just like, because I just can't get my information. Well, the client still has to give us the information, but I'm constantly emailing them. I need this and I need this now. And so I sort of stalk them, right? You've got to get me your information because I set a goal of when we're going to submit it. And if I don't have everything by that time, then I jump on the phone with them. So it does help to have somebody else responsible and can kind of lead the way on it.
So Susan, just in closing, can you tell us one or two other things that B2G Victory offers to his clients that we didn't touch on?
Strategic planning. sitting down with that client, doing that one-on-one coaching, finding out what their goal is, and then helping them find the path to get to that goal. It may be government contracting, it may be private industries, but just setting them, just having those conversations and really walking them through it together and coming up with that plan that's going to help them be successful.
And Susan, tell our viewers how they can contact you.
All right, our email address is hello@B2G Victory. That's the easiest way to get hold of us. Our phone number is 832-305-6958.
Susan, thank you for being on the show today, and thank you for all the services that you provided to Houston Community College and our local businesses. You've made a real difference in the community.
Thank you, Veronica. It's always a pleasure.
For It's Your Business, I'm your host, Veronica Douglas. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.